Go, Nate.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mindset Monday. If you missed the show the last couple of weeks, you didn't actually miss it. We actually let Chris have a small break. We let Chris go hang out with his grandkids. They were in town. He got to have some fun. And I know because a lot of you have been reaching out saying, "Where's Chris? Where's the show?" Today you got it. Chris is back. This is the spot where we get to tap into a multiple seven-figure business owner's mind. Chris Lavin has not only been there and done that, he's come back to share. And so sit back, relax, enjoy, take some notes. And if there's time, you can even throw some questions at Chris. Bruce, let's bring on Chris.
And now, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Presenting the master of the real estate deal and entrepreneur champion of the world, Chris, the negotiator Levin.
I love that intro. I chuckle every time. I know that may sound a little bit arrogant, but it is what it is. Listen, Mindset Monday, I'm Chris Lavin, and what I'm here to do is to help you set your mindset. Wow, what was that about? I don't know, it was a replay from the past or something. That was crazy. Listen, I was going to talk to you guys about one of the effective tools that I use that gives me an advantage over other people in business and in life, really. But I'm going to share with you a story. And it's a difficult story. Several weeks from now, it's going to be the 30th anniversary of the day I got this phone call. Time I was relatively successful. Had a chain of computer stores I was running, and at about 11:30, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I got a phone call from Midland Hospital. And it's a phone call that you never really want to get, but I didn't exactly know what was going on. They said that there's been an accident. Can you please come to the hospital? And that's all they would tell me over the phone. I remember rushing down to the hospital, and there was a reception area, and I asked for the emergency nurse that they told me to ask for, and I went and found her behind a desk, and she said, "Oh, Mr. Lavin, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're safe." It was very specific with her words, and she said, "Would you have a seat? The doctor wants to speak to you." And they wouldn't tell me anything else. And right then and there, my heart just crushed because earlier that morning, my girl had come to me and said, "Hey, will you take the kids to daycare? I got to go to a yoga class." And I looked at her and said, "Sweetie, I can't. I've got to go meet some people at the store, at a chain of computer stores." And I said, "I'm so sorry." And she goes, "Don't worry about it." And she kissed me on the cheek and went like this with my daughter, and I kissed her and told them I loved them. And she grabbed my son, and out the door they went. And there I am sitting in the emergency room. I'll never forget the look. The doctor walked around the corner, and he had a Michigan State trooper with him. And there was something about the way that Michigan State trooper had his hat under his arms and the look in his eyes. And they walked over, and I stood up. He said, "Mr. Lavin?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Do you have anybody here with you?" I'm like, "No." Like, "Take a seat." And I was like, "What happened? Who's hurt?" And that officer sat me down and started telling me that my whole family was killed by a drunk driver. I was devastated. I was destroyed. Why am I sharing such a dark story with you? I'm sharing such a dark story with you because this is a new year. This is a new year. See, I was supposed to talk to you today about prayer and how it's a powerful weapon in my life. I'm going to tell you that prayer is the only thing that got me through that. My faith is the only thing that got me through that. Right? The day that the police officer sat me down, my life changed. There was a lot of pain and stuff I had to deal with, but I moved forward from that, right? And I moved forward. And the only thing that did that for me was my faith. And some people might ask, how can you have faith when something like that happens? I'm here to tell you, I had to have faith, especially when that happened. Had I not had faith that nothing, absolutely nothing happens in God's will by mistake, there's no way that I would have been able to get through that. So prayer got me through that. And if you watch the show at all, you've heard me say time and time again that there's no decision that I make, there's nothing that I do that I don't pray about first. So I want you to start this year out by writing down 5 goals. I want 2 of those goals to be 3-month goals. I want 1 of those goals to be 1-month goal. I want 1 of those goals to be a 1-week goal. And I want 1 of those goals to be what you're going to accomplish tomorrow. So that you can go through this process of accomplishing and doing small things and getting them checked off your list. Once you write your goals, I want you to pray to whatever God it is that you worship or that you have faith in and ask them if they're right for your life. If they're right for your life, and this is the path that you're supposed to be on, you're done. Take that as faith and as a decision to move forward. And once you do, don't doubt anymore. Once God gives you the okay to go ahead, I want you to just keep giving thanks. From now on, your prayers are going to be, thank you, God, for making that happen. Thank you, God, for putting that vision in my head. Thank you, God, for guiding me down this path. Because that faith is going to get you through the difficult times. And that faith in the fact that those goals are going to come true will motivate you to make that one last phone call to a broker. It'll motivate you to write that last LOI. It'll motivate you to go out and make that transaction happen because you know that you're on the right path. So I would ask you that this year, we all made New Year's resolutions. I actually didn't this year. I didn't make any New Year's resolutions. I'm already taller and good looking. No, I'm just kidding. My only goal this year was to be a better man than I was last year and to move forward like that in a positive direction. So in this time of New Year's resolutions, I'm going to ask that you pray and seek guidance, make sure you're in the right line of work, and know that if I can get through that, and God has continued to use me, and I can now consider that a blessing in my life, as painful as it is, that you can turn your history, your past, and your circumstances into a positive tool to launch you into this year and to change the course of your life and to become extremely successful so that you can give back and have a positive effect in the world. And as I like to say, have an effect with more. Oops, wrong way. More in the world. Because we believe in more, and this is what we do. If you chase that as a fulfillment, I guarantee the payback will be 1,000 times more than anything you possibly put out. Thank you all for listening today.
Beautiful, Chris. Hey, do you have time for a couple of questions?
Sure.
All right, folks, if you've got a question for Chris, I know we went for a couple weeks while Chris is on break. If you got a question you want to put in the chat, go ahead and put it in there now. I won't read your name out loud. I'll just read your question. That way there, we'll keep it anonymous. First question, Chris, how long ago did this happen?
March will be 30 years. Still painful when I think about it.
Thank you for having the courage to share and inspire.
Thank
Chris,
you.
next one. These are around the goals specifically. So 2 to 3 month goals. And then the notes that were taken is one of one goal and then what's left. Can you list the goals
two
again?
3 months goals, one 1 month goal, one 1 week goal, and one goal for tomorrow.
There you go. You had 4 different people asking for those goals
Sorry.
again.
I talk kind of fast. I'm from the Northeast.
Cool. All right. If I missed your question, please fire it in there quick now and we'll make sure that we get it. And I'm scanning through the chat roll. You got a lot of people just giving you encouragement, Chris. Wow. I'm so sorry, Chris. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Chris. Blessed and glorious new year. I'm trying to secure an investor to stop a foreclosure on a property. Do you have a recommendation of someone who you can refer me to?
That's kind of a broad question. That's like asking me what kind of car do I buy. I would need a little more details for the right circumstances. Generally, if you're in a rush like that, your best bet is to find a hard money lender to bridge the gap, secure the property, and then go and find the investors after the fact. That's what I would do if I was in a pinch like that. Hard money lenders can close in like 7 days.
Chris, your next one is how often do we get to have Mindset Monday calls like this?
Every Monday we do this, unless I'm traveling or something takes me out of town. But even then, I try to pre-record a Mindset Monday. Every Monday at 3, same bat time, same bat channel.
Beautiful. Chris, any closing remarks before we shut this down?
No, listen, I want to make one thing perfectly clear. God doesn't love me any more than he loves you, and God doesn't love you any more than he loves me. He wants us all to be prosperous. He wants us all to be free from the stress and worry of financial insecurity. He wants us to all be happy, joyous, and free. I believe that's God's will for us. And I pursue that every day in trying to spread his word and make a positive impact in the world. I ask you to do the same. God bless y'all. Thank you.